Elon Musk has figured out a formula. It's simple, and it works every time. Call the government inefficient, step in with a private solution, then take control. You've seen it happen with NASA and SpaceX, with broadband and Starlink, with cars and Tesla. And every time it plays out the same way. At first it seems like a win for innovation, but give it a few years and suddenly the prices go up, competition disappears, and you have no choice but to pay him. So let's talk about what's already happening, and more importantly, what's next. Right now, Starlink is being sold as a decentralized internet alternative, a way for rural areas and war zones to stay connected. But there's one problem. It's not decentralized at all. It's controlled by one person. In 2023, Musk personally disabled Starlink access for the Ukrainian military during a war because he didn't want to escalate tensions. Except that's not how infrastructure is supposed to work. Your ability to communicate during war shouldn't depend on one billionaire's mood that day. That's not decentralization. That's a monopoly in disguise. Now let's talk about cost. At first, Starlink was cheap, $99 a month. But once enough people signed up, prices jumped to $120 and then $150. And price hikes are just the beginning. What happens when Musk starts charging for extra for premium access? What happens when governments, especially in developing nations, can't afford it? They get cut off. Simple as that. Remember when Musk promised to make space travel cheaper? Let's talk about how that played out. NASA used to rely on multiple contractors, but Musk undercut them, offering SpaceX launches for just $62 million per flight. It worked. NASA signed the contracts. Competitors lost funding, and now the price has jumped to $97 million per launch, a 50% increase. Here's a pattern. Musk crushes competition by offering services cheap. The government becomes dependent. Prices go up, and they have no other option. Once you control infrastructure, whether it's internet or space travel, you control the economy. And Musk knows it. Take Neuralink, sold as a breakthrough for disabled, brain chips that can restore movement, improve memory, maybe even make you smarter. Sounds great, right? But here's the real question. Who owns the data? And who decides who gets access? Neuralink is privately owned. That means there's no government oversight on pricing, availability, or even the ethics of brain implants. If you need one, you don't go to a hospital, you go to Musk, and you pay whatever he tells you to pay. With a price that starts at $10,000, then slowly climbs to $50, and then even $100, this isn't about medical implants. It's about privatizing human enhancement. Will only the rich get brain upgrades? Will software updates be locked behind a paywall? What happens when Musk controls human thought? Elon Musk recently referenced East Germany as a model for decentralization. Here's what actually happened when they privatized everything overnight. 14,000 state-run businesses were privatized. 3 million workers lost their jobs. Entire industries collapsed. Who got rich? The companies that bought everything cheap. Who got screwed? The workers. That's the same playbook Musk is following now. Except this time, it's not just East Germany. It's the entire world. This is what happens when billionaires replace governments. Who loses when Musk privatizes industries? Teachers, doctors, factory workers, truck drivers, customer service reps, all replaced by Tesla AI and anything else Elon can conjure. Services aren't better this way. They're just more expensive. And once they're the only option, you're stuck. The future is being privatized, and the longer we wait, the fewer choices we have. Government isn't perfect, but at least we have a vote. You don't get to vote Elon Musk out. Once Starlink is the only internet provider, once Neuralink is the only brain implant, once SpaceX controls the skies, he doesn't have to compete anymore. He just names the price. Do you trust one billionaire with this much power? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you found this eye-opening, share it and subscribe before Musk owns the platform you're watching this on too.